Joining us now, Maslansky and Partners President Lee Carter. I've said, I think it's the arrogance of Mamdani that he thinks that he can do what Castro and Stalin failed to do, that he's just got it all in the bag. He can make socialism work in the United States.
I think there's two ways to look at him, right? On the one hand, you can look at his arrogance and say, how could he possibly believe that this is going to work when there's so many failed examples, whether you look at Kansas City or you talk about Cuba, as you just said. But on the other hand, he's really tapped into something that is really important to Americans and specifically New Yorkers. His whole theme is about making New York affordable again. Sounds very familiar, like Donald Trump making America great again, New York affordable again. And he's got some signature policies that people buy into because people don't trust government and they don't trust companies, big government, in the way that they used to be able to take care of things. So new ideas sound good to people. And this seems like a new and different way. If companies can't bring down costs, we can't trust companies to say things after COVID have gotten better and we're going to bring the prices back down. We've got to try something else. And so people are buying into his narrative. And the more that he doubles down on it, the more strongly he stands by it, the stronger his support seems to be. And it could be a big threat. A lot of people look at this and say these are really scary ideas, but they're very, very popular among his base.
Okay, another issue of concern. Democrats like Michigan Senate hopeful Mallory McMorrow throwing a Hail Mary to relate to the working class, honing in on Sunday night wings, beer, and football, saying President Trump and greedy billionaires are to blame for higher prices.
Her message over the weekend went viral. Look.
We have a system that caters to billionaires and corporations over everyday people. Chicken, chips, tickets, beer. Everything's getting more expensive. All the while, Donald Trump is telling us that
prices are down at tremendous numbers,
while he's selling us out to the same corporations who are jacking up prices on the things that we love.
Okay, Lee. The price of oil has come down a lot, I think, since January 20th. We could agree. But tariffs are taxes. They do add a cost. How do you think this issue cuts? Is that a message that works for Democrats?
I actually think it is a message that works for Democrats. And I hate to say it because, this seems like a big threat. It seems really negative. Except at the same time, one of the things that we hear from voters all the time is that they're struggling, that we hear that costs have come down and yet they don't feel it. We see the cost of gas has come down and yet they still feel like they're struggling to get by. Only 25% of Americans are optimistic about the future. More than 50% oppose the idea of capitalism. This narrative that companies put profits before people, that the rich keep getting richer while the rest of us get screwed is what they say in polling, that this is something that taps into what they believe, and it's something that's resonating. And I've done a lot of research on this. One of the things that you can see across the board, whether on the right or the left, they believe that the system is unfair. It's rigged against them. And whether you believe it's government that's out to get you or companies that are out to get you, depends which side of the aisle you're on. But this notion is one that's really resonant. The big issue here is that they're going to have to come up with solutions on how they solve it. What are they going to do differently than Biden did? What are they going to do differently than has been done before? What are their solutions? You can't just say how bad it is without saying what you're going to do differently.
Well, the solution is the government's going to run your grocery stores. And if you think the government and the people in power suck, why would you think that they're going to not suck running a grocery store and bring your prices down? That's why it doesn't make any sense. And people haven't memory hold the Biden 9% plus inflation, Lee.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. It's staggering how short memories are, and how quickly people are to turn on new ideas and to just and sort of be irrational. One of the things that I say all the time to my clients is, if the facts would set you free, we could just speak in facts and everybody would be rational and make decisions. But people are emotional and that's not the way they behave. Yeah. We can't just put the facts out there and show them how prices have come down and have them feel that way because they're still struggling. And that's the bottom line. And so this is something that's resonant. But those policies, we know that they fail. So this is going to have to be a challenge of ideas, a challenge of policies, and what's going to work for the American people, and who believes it's going to fight harder for them to get their prices down, to make things affordable again. Because price and the economy is the #1 concern of voters.
Give everybody a free cruise to Cuba. Shocking poll numbers showing just how far traditional values have fallen among our young people.
According to women who voted for Trump, marriage and children fall about halfway down the list of what they consider personal success, while those who backed Kamala Harris rated those second to last. Men who backed Donald Trump rated children at the very top, while those who voted for Harris had these family milestones near the bottom. Lee, is this surprising to you, or does this pretty much track what you've been seeing?
It's not surprising to me. And I think it is a little bit sad. When you look at what people are prioritizing, it's all about jobs, career, and financial success. And that is not a way to achieve happiness. Anybody will tell you if your happiness depends on your financial situation, you're in big trouble. We're living in a culture right now. It's a grievance culture where people unite more in what they hate than what they love. And this turn on marriage and family is an outcome of that. It's a cultural zeitgeist which is shifting against and away from us coming together and cherishing what is most important and values the most. And it's not surprising to see these polling numbers, but I think it is really sad.
Okay, career ambition isn't the worst thing in the world, so maybe it's not a sad story necessarily. It's people thinking first they got to take care of themselves.
Well,
perhaps.
That's fair.
Well, it's men who voted for Trump, #1, saying top priority is having kids, but it's #6 for women who voted for Trump because the men don't have to carry the babies. Lee Carter. Good to see you.
It is.
I'm not sure that was the point I was making.
I know it wasn't. That was my point. It's true.
Great to see you. It is true.
You too. Thanks, Lee. Up next.